Hello and welcome. Today we're taking an in-depth look at this 2022 Acura MDX Type S. This Type S comes in this lovely tiger eye pearl color and has an ebony interior. This MDX is beautiful. It looks good, sounds good. Got a 350Z over there. But this is just a really cool car. And I love that Acura decided to come out with a performance version of their full-size SUV. Before I get started, I want to say thank you to Duval Acura for allowing me to film here today, and a special shout out to Matt Sykes for helping me set everything up. If you're in need of a new or used car, or new Acura, or a used car, they have a wide selection of trucks, cars, and SUVs. Come to their location at 11225 Atlantic Boulevard in Jacksonville, Florida, or their website, duvalacura.com. If you find yourself here, ask for Matt Sykes. Now, without further ado, let's talk about this Type S MDX. As you can see, it has some very aggressive styling and nice black accents throughout. You got your blacked out mirrors, black trim along the bottom, black window trim, black wheels. When you come around the back, you see this car has quad exhaust, which is fantastic. I believe all Type S MDXs are this way, but this one has the super handling all-wheel drive. What that means is as you're driving, the car will send different amounts of power to different wheels based off of if you're cornering, how you're driving, whatever the car deems necessary. So as you can see, the mirrors are folded. That happens when you lock the car. When I go ahead and unlock the car, the mirrors will unfold automatically. And if I wanted to, I can lock the vehicle, hold this button at the top, and start it up. Now, if I wanted to turn it off, just hold it down again, and it turns itself off. You can open the trunk by holding down the trunk button. And shut it again like so. There's the panic button, and by pressing this black button in the bottom, the physical key will slide out. This is a very nice Type S specific key. It's got your nice red stripe around it. Very, very nice looking. And if I double tap the unlock button, all the windows open, including the sunroof. This vehicle also has keyless entry. So if I'm holding the key or have it in my pocket, put my hand behind the handle. Should detect it. Maybe I have to give it a second because I just locked it. Yeah. And you can lock it likewise by pushing these three ridges on the handle. And that works on all four doors. So stepping into this ebony interior, we'll go ahead, start it up, put foot on the brake, press the button. Lovely, lovely. So looking over at the door panel here, you've got some nice red stitching, nice aluminum trim. You got your memory seating, you got three memory seating. You can remember 3 seating positions. You got one of your ELS studio speakers here. You got your mirror controls. You can fold in the mirrors if you want. You can do that manually. Or not manually, but with this button. You got your door locks, your window lockout, and all your 4 windows are one touch. You also have a trunk release down here and a little storage cubby pulling the door closed now. Looking off to the left, you have your gauge cluster brightness. This button here will pull up your safety settings over here so that you can scroll through and see like what safety systems are engaged. And then next to that, you have your traction control off, and your parking sensors, you can have those off. You can turn those off if you want. Here you have your electronic parking brake. You got your nice pedals down here and the dead pedal as well. Looking at your steering wheel itself, it's a very nice steering wheel. Turns super easy. It has a Type S emblem in the bottom. Your Acura logo, you got your horn. Good, strong horn, nothing super crazy, but also not terribly weak. Looking at the steering wheel, you also see it does have a lot of buttons. Buttons, they're not as complicated as they look at first. Is your audio controls, volume up, volume down, turn the audio on and off. If you select your apps here, yeah, so if you select your apps, you can see your different apps, and using this thing here, you can scroll through them. So you can scroll through your phone, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth audio, your social playlist, and that's actually a really cool feature. If you engage that, anybody in the car can connect to the car's Wi-Fi and add songs to that playlist, which is really cool. You get your Sirius XM, your USB audio, FM radio. This is really just your different, and then here you can select which ones you want to show up. If you don't want them to show up, you can have that off. So to get to those apps, you press the apps button, and then this is your back button if you want to go out of it. And your voice command. And this is how you scroll through, and then you can change stations by doing that. You can shift through your different preset music stations. On this side is all your cruise control. You set, increase speed, decrease speed, lane centering, distance, and your cancel. It's very nice to have a specific cancel button. I like that. Over here, this dial will control the stuff in the right side of the gauge cluster. So right now it's on your trip computer. You can shift between trip A, trip B. You also have a compass, your maintenance, so like your oil life is what's displayed there. Your tire pressure, your all-wheel drive system. So this is what I was talking about with the SH all-wheel drive. It will show you where the power is being put to, like which wheels. You got a G meter, a driver attention level, a blank screen. This is the safety screen that this button takes you to. This button. And then your settings, so you can adjust your units. You can switch between crafted and advanced. So there's like different gauge looks, and it's really nice. I actually like the way it can change like that. And then you're back to your tripometer. So looking around, you've got at the top, you've got a speedometer, or like it tells you what speed you're going. A digital speedometer, you have what speed limit it is. You got a tachometer, your speedometer to the right, surrounding the screens. You can see what gear you're in, so reverse, neutral, drive, sport, and then if you use the paddle shifters and go into manual mode. This little screen in the middle, it'll actually show you what lights are on, so that's kind of cool. It'll light up the brake lights, turn signals, so that's kind of cool. Also, if you put your high beams on, it'll show that. Over here you have your engine temperature, and then you have how much fuel you have, as well as the range and an actual number. So, looking behind the steering wheel, you got your turn signal stalk, your headlight controls, pull towards you to flash your high beams, and then turn your high beams on when the headlights are on. You got your fog light controls over there, and over here you have your wiper, so you can do your different intermittent, your one time, and then your rear wiper. You also can pull it towards you for wiper fluid. and then twist all the way for rear wiper fluid. Looking up here, you got a nice mirror, a little light on it. You can pop it out, slide it, which is always fantastic to be able to slide the mirror. Got your rear view mirror here, your different garage control, and you can turn on and off your automatic dimming. Here you have your sunglasses holder, and then you can open your sunshade using this button here. And you can open the sunroof with that button. You can close it by pushing it back towards the windshield. And if you want to tilt it, you push it in, and that'll tilt it. And you can shut the sunshade by pushing that all the way that way. You got your lights, your interior lights. I believe that's OnStar, your 911 assist, and then you can have the lights on, off, and then if you want them to come on when the door opens, you press that button. Looking down here at the screen is controlled by this trackpad. And granted, the trackpad, it's not bad, but for 2025, Acura did redesign it and made it a whole lot better by adding a touchscreen instead of this trackpad. So it works fine, but it's not the best. So what you can do in this screen, you got your phone, your Sirius XM, you got FM radio, so you can go in here and, you know, do whatever you need to do with your radio, and I'll go ahead and give you a listen to the sound system.
Keeping God's promise in mind.
How many times can you hear the same line before you start to believe it? The enemy keeps.
So it's a good sound system. If you turn the audio off, it'll do that. You can turn it down, and you can still look at the stuff here. But yeah, you got your different presets. You can shift between stations, scan, tune, station list, the regular things you get in a FM radio. You got your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, smart shortcuts. If you have your phone connected, you can have shortcuts to different stations and stuff like that. Well, it looks like when the phone isn't connected, you can have shortcuts to different stations. When the phone is connected, I believe you might be able to have some other shortcuts to different apps. System updates, so if there's a system update, you can go here to enable it. You also got your navigation, so you can explore around, zoom in, zoom out. You can have the different, you could drop a pin somewhere if you wanted to. You got your different layers, so you can show traffic, points of interest, and you can have it redirect you to like be 2D, or not 2D, face north, or like different angles like that. You can have it face north, direction you're facing, or whatever else. Like it can angle. You can nearby places, so you can find nearby gas stations, nearby coffee shops, nearby restaurants, fast food, ATMs, parking. That's a very helpful feature. And then find is where you can search your destination, stuff like that. You got your Bluetooth audio, the social playlist, which I talked about earlier, USB audio, AM radio, your Alexa, your hotspot, the cabin talk, which is a cool feature. So if I were to talk using the cabin talk, if I were to turn it on, my voice is being portrayed through the speakers in the rear seat to make my voice louder to them, so people in the back, I don't have to yell at them, or if they don't hear me, just to amplify my voice back there. So that's a pretty cool feature if you're a parent needing to yell at your kids at even louder than you already can with your own voice. So you got your different system stuff here. You can, all your settings, the system settings, connections, display. You got your sound settings in here, which you can adjust the bass, treble, mid-range, all that stuff. Over here is your Acura Link messages and a saved radio station, I guess. Over on this right side here, you can scroll through different things. You got your radio, the time, and then the location on the map, like a little map that you can have up over there, which is cool. And if you push this button here, it'll show you, like, you can select between the three that are on there. So the way this is split up, this controls the main left screen, this controls the main right screen, and then the home button, the back button, and this is the button I press to get to this little screen. So that's the screen for you. It works well, it's good, it's cool, yippee. You got your hazard switch here. And also, one thing I want to mention, this dashboard material, it's like a soft touch, like kind of, I don't know if you can see, but it's very, very, very good material. You got your passenger airbag sensor in this like gloss black area, which looks very nice. You got your temperature controls here, increase, decrease. You can see what the rear temperature is. You can adjust your fan speed, make it higher, make it lower. You can turn the whole system on and off. You can put it on auto. You can sync everyone with the driver. You've got your, which is awesome here, you got cooled and heated seats. Cooled seats are very nice today on this hot Florida day. And you can also put it on auto, so it'll detect like what it is outside and decide what it wants to do for you. Here you can turn the AC off and just have the fans blowing. You can switch all this to control the rear settings. So now this controls these, the passenger controls will control the rear AC. You can lock out the rear AC so that the backseat passengers can't control it. And then you got your front defroster, your rear and mirror defrosters, and your recirculating air. So I'll come back to this dynamic mode switch because there's a little bit I want to talk about with that. But over here is your engine stop start, so you can make that to where when the car comes to a stop at a stoplight or something, it won't shut the engine off. And then you got your brake holds, so that's a helpful feature. If you're in stop and go traffic or something, you don't want to hold the brake down, you can push that button, release the brake pedal, and the car will stay still. On this side, you got some chargers, which is nice to have a place to plug in a USB-A and a USB-C. Or USB-A and USB-C. Now looking over here, you have your gear selector. So it's nothing super crazy. It is a push button shifter, but granted, Acura and Honda do the push button shifter the best. And so it's not bad. You got reverse here. You do a backup camera with trajectory lines, which is very nice. And then you can also select different angles of the camera, so you can have the wider view and the top-down view. This is more fisheye view. Then you got neutral. And then you have drive. Oh, and the thing about neutral, if you wanted to get out of the car while the car's in neutral, like if you needed to push it or something, what you would have to do is hold down neutral for 2 seconds, and then you can get out of the car. But then you got your regular drive, and then if you wanted to put it in sport, that's how you would do that. And if you want to put it in manual mode, you press your very nice paddle shifters. And so that is how you do that. So putting it back in park now. It's in park. Oh yes, I wanted to talk about the dynamic drive modes. So there's several different drive modes you can shift through by twisting this knob. So you can put it in sport mode, sport plus mode, which this will lower the suspension. So this has adaptive suspension. So the car can go up and down. So while it's in this mode, the exhaust is opened up, the suspension is lowered to its lowest setting, which is, yeah. That's pretty much what it does. It makes the car handle better. I think it might improve throttle response. but it puts the car in its sportiest mode. So like there's that, and like I said, there's your regular sport mode, then you have your very regular mode, normal mode, comfort mode, snow mode, and then lift mode will lift the suspension all the way up as high as the car can go. I don't know if you can tell, but the car is lifting itself up. And the car does actually look quite funny when it's lifted up. You can see here, it's very, very high off the ground. But returning it down to normal mode here, it will lower its height back down to a normal ride height, and all is well. Moving a little further down, like I said, is your volume control and audio control. You can turn the audio systems on and off, and you have your you can switch through your different stations. You got a little storage cubby here, perfect for putting the key in. You got two cup holders here. You got a wireless charger. I guess you can turn it on and off. And then you have an armrest that will, like, you can support your arm while you're doing whatever you need to do with the touchpad. Back here you have a center console. You got your shallow bit and then your deeper bit. You got a USB-A and a 12-volt power outlet. So now let's go ahead and move into the back seat and talk about passenger space in the MDX Type S. Unlock the rest of the doors. Alright, here we go. So, looking at the back seat here, you got a nice window shade, which is always lovely to see. You got your two little hooks up here. Down here, you got your nice red stitching, another one of your ELS sound system speakers, and your window control. Oh, here are your seat controls. I forgot to mention. Got your power seat controls for the front seat there. These seats have very nice, like, Alcantara, suede, ultra suede inserts and leather on either side. But what you can do is you can recline these seats forward and backward, which is very nice. Here you have your temperature. You can adjust your temperature up, down. You can adjust the fan speed. You can put it on auto. You can adjust where you want the air to blow, and then you can turn the system on and off. And you have a 12-volt outlet right there, and two USB-As, which is very nice to see. This middle seat, it's very nice. The MDX has a lot of customization ability, if you will. So what you can do is you can pull this tab out and then lift from the back, and you can remove this middle seat. Or you can have a center console, and you can have two cup holders, a little storage here, and an armrest, and that's very nice. But yeah, there's a lot. You can have the best of whatever world you want with this middle seat. You got a little mat pocket in the back, and as I mentioned, you can fold the seat flat, pull this up, and it's very violent, but it does fold flat. You can also push this button to push the seat forward and out of your way so you can get into the third row. Seatbelt out of the way. And once you're back here, you can pull this back. And boom. Now, the MDX doesn't have the biggest third row. I am a little squished. My head is touching the ceiling. My knees are touching the seat. But I can move my feet underneath the seat. And I can sit back here all right. Comfortable enough for a short trip. And smaller children would be in the back. Anyway, for reference, I'm 5'10", so I'm not necessarily the tallest person around. But I fit back here okay. And as I mentioned before, this button here will push the seat forward, or if the battery's dead, this will manually do it. And a nice Type S on the door sill here, that's pretty cool. So now, climbing out of the third row, got your gas cap right here. Those easy fill caps, it's nice to see. I believe this takes premium fuel. Got a cool charger over there. Opening up the trunk, you do have a good amount of trunk room. You can fold down the third row using this lever and fold it flat, or pull it back up like so. Got a little storage cubby over here. No storage cubby over here. A 12-volt outlet and a little storage hook, which you can flip back around if you want to hide it. You got a nice hard loading floor, but if you want to have a carpeted loading floor, you can flip it around and have just that. Just like so. Now shutting this trunk here. Push that down. Another view at your back seat. At your passenger seat here, similar to the driver's door, you got 3-stage memory seating for the passenger seat as well, which is fantastic. You got a 12-volt outlet and a good sized glove box. So now let's go ahead and talk about the engine. To open up the engine bay, come around down here, pull this tab out. Stick your hand down here to the left, and goodness, this hood is hot. Burned my fingers off trying to open this hood, but once you get it open, you're looking at a 3-liter twin turbocharged V6. Very good engine. This is the only other engine that you can get in the MDX besides the 3.5-liter V6. And that's what they put in everything else. Type S gets this 3-liter twin turbo. And I think it's about time we give it a listen. I again want to extend a huge thank you to Duval Acura for allowing me to film here today, and a special thank you to Matt Sykes for helping me situate everything. Thank you all for watching this review of the 2022 Acura MDX Type S. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and maybe subscribe. You all have a good one. Bye-bye.